This is Peter Newell from ImpactChoice, and this is a brief overview of our current blockchain-based climate credit issuing and tracking exchange platform. For this illustration, I've logged in on behalf of one of our existing hotel clients. And just like most hotels, they're in the business of selling room nights and event hours to private and corporate clients. ImpactChoice's platform enables our client to bundle a tangible climate credit with each transaction that takes place, thereby passing value to their customers. Here we can see from the dashboard how much carbon has been issued against and retired from the blockchain wallet. As you can see, 65% of this for this specific date range relates to accommodation, there in blue, and 35% relates to the event transactions. At the top here, one can view the blockchain information. There's also the admin button at the top, which allows one to do things like setting up the initial load dates, the company setup, setting up users that can access the system, additional sites perhaps, unit conversions, which is where the specific products are set up together with their carbon intensity factors and other things like information that you might want to show on the certificates, things like event hours, event date, event venue in the case of conference events, or room number, arrival date, departure date, etc. for accommodation. Lastly, under company setup is templates, where you can set up in various languages the templates of the emails that get sent out to the guests, which include the certificates, about us information, and the social media sharing wording that you'd like to appear. Under upload batch, this is where the guest specific information gets uploaded in order to generate those certificates that get included with the emails that get sent. Once the live batch has been processed, emails get generated to all the recipients, and this is what the emails look like. It includes a copy of the certificate in PDF format, login credentials for the customer to be able to access their wallet where all of the certificates issued to them are stored, as well as links to things like the backlink public summary page for them to be able to share a summary of the transaction on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. If we open up the certificate, we can see the transaction that took place. It includes the customer's branding on the top, the date of the transaction, the type. VR is a voluntary emission reduction carbon credit certificate. It was for accommodation. Each certificate has a unique certificate ID number as well as a blockchain ID number. The transaction partner is the ImpactChoice client with their information. The beneficiary is the recipient of this carbon offset. In this case, it was for a transaction that took place where the guest arrived on the 15th of the 11th and left on the 16th of the 11th, stayed for one night, and therefore a carbon amount of 22.01 kilograms was retired on their behalf. The climate credit source is the provider of the climate credit that was loaded onto the blockchain platform. In this case, it was the Kariba Red Project's VCS certificate for 10,000 tons, against which this 22.01 kilogram transaction specific amount has been retired. If I now go back to the platform and select transaction list under reports, I can see a full list of all the transactions that took place during that date range. If I'd like to see the blockchain information specific to a certain transaction, I can click on the blockchain link. And here, as well as showing the blockchain ID, it shows the volume of carbon that was loaded on the system prior to the transaction that took place, the transaction amount itself, and then the volume of carbon that's on the system post the transaction. And that's it for my overview of ImpactChoice's climate credit issuing and tracking exchange platform.